Okay, everyone, we're live. Whoops. I just closed my browser accidentally. Okay, so this would be the last commissioned work that I'm going to do for this week. It is well, this one's almost done actually. I finished the first layer of shadows, which means I just have to clean it up, right? And then we can finally get into more manga stuff. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta do this sometimes too. I gotta do this too sometimes, because I gotta mix it up a little bit. Sometimes I won't be able to do manga stuff because I just got a lot of work done this week. This week has been fucking hectic. I got new clients. I was supposed to get rid of a lot of my clients, but I it turned out that a client came in that I couldn't refuse. Oh, jeez. I just woke up, man. Give me a sec. I'll be right back. I got myself some Red Bull to wake me up a little bit because I gotta stay up all night, up until way beyond midnight, right? Oh, jeez. Oh, that's actually not bad. I should prefer that than Monster Energy drink. Hmm, very strong. All right, so this won't take like 30 minutes, I think. And what I plan to do if I finish this early is we can at least do a panel from the manga that I'm creating, right? Baby need to take a bath. Hey man, take a bath first. This drawing, I'm not quite used to drawing lions, especially something like this. But it turns out that this was a really fun project, right? I quite enjoyed drawing this thing. The client is pretty cool. He's a long time client of mine, and he's been great, man. He's been just paid on time. He's a chill guy. You know what I mean? And he takes care of me, dude. And that's why I couldn't refuse him. Excuse me. I'm not sure if you heard that, but I just burped. The first thing here will become a lot more prominent once I get into texturing. At the moment, I'm just reshaping the shadows and where the light goes, and and then we'll detail this later by adding implications of what the materials are. Um, for now, I'm not quite happy with it yet. That's why I'm still sculpting this thing. There are some areas. I'm gonna add teeth later too, just a little bit. He's not quite growling, so I'm gonna see if I can add teeth without actually drawing. Okay. I'm just gonna overlay the yellow white teeth thing there. You know what I mean. You'll know what I mean when I start doing that. Oh yeah, there's one more thing I need to do, which is I need to do its thumbnail real quick. For a not really a client, let's say a acquaintance of mine. I need to do a thumbnail for him. He watches my stream sometimes, and after this, I'll finally have some time for drawing something for myself, and I'm going to do the thumbnail thing. Because I got an interview for an event. Got an interview for an event this May. Okay, I'm almost happy with this. Give me a sec. I'm gonna try to go live on Facebook as well. Music is kind of killing it. All right, so let's do the texture. We'll do a little bit of it here. Excuse me. And I'm gonna try a brush out. See if this actually works. I have a hair brush here that I've never used before. I'm gonna see if this thing works, okay? Otherwise, I'll just use my regular technique. But it's good to explore sometimes, guys, you know? Eh, maybe I need a little bit more practice with this thing. I don't like it. I'm just gonna use my regular brush for texturing. It's a little bit more subtle. A lot more subtle. I'm not even sure I like that still. Oops. What am I doing? It just adds a little bit of texture. It's kind of dirty. I kind of like that look. That dirty look. That sounds really sexual. I just realized. Not my intention. Oh, so good. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm starting to like it. Add some stripes here. Okay, I like that. Oh, the face needs with a bit more help. Oh yeah, looking good. Hey, Cecil, my mother is here. Did I just call my mother Cecil? Hi, mom. Welcome to the stream. My mother is in the stream, by the way. Hey, hi, everyone. By the way, mom, I'm multi-streaming from Facebook, YouTube, and also Twitch. Hopefully, everybody can hear the music because I'm a jamming. Oh yeah, I forgot this part here. Mm. Here it is. Okay, this is about done. We're gonna add a little bit of lighting. There's some orange light there, so let's add a little bit of orange glow somewhere around here. Oops. This one. Right. Cool drawing. Thanks, man. Danny Vex, what's up? This is just a commissioned work that I'm working on. It's almost done. I've been working on this all week, off and on stream. And yeah, this is my first time drawing something like this. You know, like a lion. Would you consider this a furry? My client isn't a furry, but this is just a creature inside of his manga comic book, I think. I think this guy is a villain with the way that it was described to me. Oof, look at that lighting, right? On, off. Dude, how cool is that? Hey. By the way, if you notice my setup, I've got my frames up now. Mm-hmm. There was a good, there was a god who grants any wishes if they worship them purely. Who's the god? Hey, Jingo. Hey, what's up, Carrion Studios? Hanging out with everyone. Finally finishing this thing. Once I finish this, my plan is to create a single page from my script. Yesterday after the stream, I actually had to revise my half of my script for my story, you know. For the manga that I'm creating. It was grueling. It gave me a headache. Also had a bit of a debate with somebody about creating a manga. Well, not really a debate, but it's more like a conversation rather. After the stream, it was kind of funny because the guy didn't know me, but he wanted to argue about how important it is to have a sketchbook of some sort, something that which I agree. This is one monster prayed for many years, the god who and asked him to be the strongest monster, that no one can kill him in heaven or hell. No one can kill him in the house or outside the house. No, I won't. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Is this a story you're trying to create? I'm talking about Sun Wukong. His wish gets granted. I suppose the wish is kind of like a monkey's paw thing, right? where you wish something and then something goes wrong. Oh, never that simple. After getting strong, that monster straight went to kill the and that kind of god itself, and the kind of manga was running to save his life. Is this a story you're trying to uh, start for a manga or comic book? I'm not quite sure why you're telling me this. All the gods ask help to the main god itself. Then the main god reincarnated himself to take avatar of half human, half. Ah, he hybrid himself. Are you talking about my character? Is your brush going from application and blending one brush, or you switch between? I'm switching between tools. So I go over brush and then I press letter S and it's switched to smudge tool. Then the monster laugh, but you can't kill me. Huh? Then he vexed me. What is this about? I have a suspicion that Danny here is actually the client that I'm working with. It's about my character. Oh, well, this is a client's character. I'm guessing you're the client that's watching my video right now. Hmm. Well, if you are the client, then you can give me live feedback, right? Most messed up lionish antagonist I've ever read was Claymore. I have watched Claymore when I was a kid, which is probably not a good idea to watch Claymore when you're a kid. I don't remember much of it, but I remember it was a very messed up show. Take that monster in the middle of the door, so now that monster is not in home or either outdoor. Next thing, the monster can't get killed in sky or ground, not in heaven or hell. Hmm, interesting concept. I'm running out of Red Bull. Hmm. Red Bull gives me like a weird aftertaste, but it's kind of nice too, in the moment. Get Sting or Cobra. Ugh, I don't like Cobra or Sting. I'm not a fan. It it's too sweet, in my opinion. I mean, this thing is also pretty sweet, right? I just like the taste of it than Cobra or Sting. Red Bull too expensive? Yeah, but it's effective. Every time I drink either Red Bull or Monster, I get really productive. But also, it kind of makes me dizzy if I drink too much. So occasionally I'll have one. And tons of bounce light going on here. That's probably too unnecessary. I'm gonna add some orange here too. Just smudging some things. Okay, kind of like this. I just read the description from my client. That doesn't seem to be the case. With who this character is. This isn't my character, by the way. Again, this is a commissioned work. Do you have an editor you work with on your story, or purely solo? With my story, I don't. I desperately need one though. I need a second pair of eyes that can be honest with my work, because I don't like it when people just glaze, because the artwork looks good, but the story is what I'm actually worried about. I know I can do really good art already, right? I mean, everybody knows that. We've seen my drawings. But what I'm worried about is if my characters are lovable, if the story is engaging, things like that, right? That's what I'm really after and worried about. And that's why I spent a lot of time last night. Actually, I didn't even sleep. I spent a lot of time rethinking and redrawing and rewriting some of my pages. And the story is really important. Yeah, absolutely. It's probably like the most important thing when you're trying to create manga. I would argue it's a lot more important than the artwork itself, right? The reason why I ask is sometimes the reason why I ask is that you sometimes would talk about some of the things you overlooked or regretted putting in. Have I done that? I probably have. I just look back right now. Just looking back right now, I wasted a lot of pages because I write the story and it sounds good at the time, but then you learn something new and you look back at your pages and it's just like, it's really shit. So okay, let's redraw again, let's rewrite again. I'm kind of like that because I'm still learning writing, and that's why in my videos you won't see me make a tutorial about writing, or at least not make tutorials about advanced writing or anything like that at all. It's just all about art for now, of course. Because I'm maybe after a year or so when I get really adept at writing, I'll definitely do that for you guys. Well, the God story is real. Do you want to know his name? So you can see the design of it. Okay, so it's mostly the art side, not the story side then. Yeah, so when my videos, they're mostly just the art side of making a manga, paneling, flow, storytelling, storyboarding, I mean, how to interpret a script. I guess that's part of that's not really writing the script, right? Just organizing your scripts. What else did I make it to? Background stuff, things like that. But I have done some world building videos too. because I love world building too, man. And I think world building is a different form of writing than writing a story. It's slightly different, in my opinion. And I'm a bit more comfortable with world building than writing a story. In story, he had four hands. Would paneling be also part of editor, like how the story flows? I believe it could be, and uh, an editor. I'm just looking for an editor that can tell me what would make it better, what would make the story shorter, what things I could cut out so the story can flow better, things like that, right? So that's really what I'm looking for is a second pair of eyes. Because I'm pretty biased at my work, of course. I mean, most artists are, I think, but I try not to be. But it's like an unavoidable thing. My brain trying to do world building. Dude, world building is so fun, man. I love world building. Sometimes uh, catch myself staring at a wall like a crazy person, thinking of like what I could do with my world. What other things I could add, what I could write. I think the one tip I really like the most from Jingo is and 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 his thoughts about the page turn. Oh, you mean like when you write something and you want to reveal some big reveal and then you just turn the page and there's this big art waiting for you. I love those. From Saturday, I can feel the rage in his eyes. This is actually a villain, I think, just basing off the client's description. A rebel, an anti-hero sort of character. Uh, a cold, well, not really an anti-hero, more like an actual villain. Not to lead the reader to every page turn. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Keep them hooked until the last page. Yeah, of course, that's really important too. The most important part of writing a manga, in my opinion, is the first 3 or 4 pages, right? Actually, the first one page. You need to be able to hook your readers on page one. That is the most challenging thing that I've about writing, okay? Because first of all, you only have a limited space. Now, not all mangas does this. I mean, I read Witch Hat Atelier. It definitely didn't hook me on the first page. It hooked me about the fifth page, I think, something like that. So I would say you got about uh 3 or 4 page to hook your audience before they start dropping your book. And that's like the most important thing. And the writing and the artwork will carry that for you. Oh no, this song is copyrighted. I gotta check. Hold on one moment, guys. I want to explore, observe it. Name of the god was Narshimha. I don't know who that god is. Name of the god was Narshimha. That's a cool name though. Uh, let's find some more Japanese music. All right, adding some texture here. What kind of story are you on with the manga? It's a pretty. The story is very simple, but the world building is kind of expansive. I kind of just went all out with the world building stuff, but the story is kind of simple. They're just trying to find a crew to go outside of this world, right? Because the world it's kind of like one of those things where the world is confined into a very tight space. Well, my world isn't necessarily tight, right? It's like the size of a country, a small country. But the main characters wants to go outside of the barrier. I call it the barrier. It's like the borders of their world. Um, and they to do that they need to find a crew. So the first arc is all about finding a crew. Kind of like One Piece. Now that I think about it, and the reason why they want to go outside is to find one of our characters' parents. Are you planning on going to to any conventions? If so, is it to visit or set up a table? Dude, I tried doing that last year, I think, with I forgot the event. Comiket, I think it was part of Comiket. But they're too expensive, man. It's like 14,000 to set up a table. And I don't think I want it's worth it for me to do that just yet, you know. Eventually I may do that once I actually publish a book. I don't go to conventions only because I'm not familiar with any at all. I know Comiket does host some of them. There's one in gosh, I forgot May 27th, I think it was in Quezon City. 14,000 pesos to set up a table in Comiket. Again, I don't remember if it was comic. It was a event right last year, and I tried contacting the host. It's like, okay, it's 14,000. I found plot twists in the story very entertaining and hypes. Well, you know, I think those are important. Um, I sort of save my plot twists right at the end. You know, I mean that's the point of them, or the end of the arc or something. Is that starter price? I don't remember, man. I think it was. It's like a small booth down at Mega Mall last year. That's where the place was going to be. I don't know. I never went there. I never saw the tables. But from the pictures, it just looked like a table, like an actual booth. I'll go to these places one day, man. It's just really hard for me since I have a son and you know everything's. I gotta work around every single thing that I do has to work around my family schedule. Do you study or observe any manga? My favorite manga. My current favorite manga. It kind of changes every now and then. Is Kamome Shirahama's Witch Hat Atelier. I've been reading that for a while now. Sorry guys, my son is here. Hold on. But I'm also reading this new manga. I'll show you. Sorry, my son is right here. You can't see him. But I bought a random manga, right? I brought a random manga. I just wanted to start something new and something that I never heard about, and something that's I like a new story for me. And I bought this thing, Ruby Dragon. It's kind of nice. It's very simple. The artwork is it's okay. Also a very simple artwork, right? There's a really cool double page spread reveal here that's really nice, right? So check this out. Let me change the camera for a little bit. Check this out, right? She's about to sneeze. Again, artwork is very simple. About to sneeze, right? And then next page, double page spread. Boom. Right? Pretty cool, right? I'm not sure you can see the exposure is too high, I think. But just so you can see, that's what I want you guys, want to do. Want you guys to do is when there's this big reveal, build up to it. Like this is a build up. Like he's about to sneeze. It's a build up to a sneeze right here. Panel one, panel two, panel three, panel four, and then this single page spread, and then reveal, double page spread. Boom. She breathes fire, and it's a really nice touch, very subtle but really nice touch to storytelling. But yeah, I've been enjoying this so far. This again, I just wanted to buy something that I've never heard about, something random. It's okay. This looks interesting. The character kind of resonates with me because she kind of looks like my character too, and I like the design, especially with kimonos. I love drawing kimonos, so I was like, okay, let's pick this one. Um, I got a couple mangas behind me. You can't see them, but I got like a bookshelf here, right there. There's like some of my mangas there, and I got more down here. I got more. But those are my art book. Yeah, more art books over there. So yeah, that's my favorite manga would be Witch Hat Atelier, which is this thing. Okay. The reason why is because the artwork here is absolutely just gorgeous. I mean, I'll switch to a nice page, right? Wait. Um, let's switch to a page. Like I love these pages here. Like it's like a mural kind of design. How do the camera's kind of throwing me off. It looks like a mural. I kind of do this something like this now with my manga. Um, let's just switch to like look at this thing, right? Amazing. It's a great story, coupled with great artwork, and yeah, it's just brilliant, man. I love this thing, and I even got her art book over there, which was a really nice surprise. And I love the cover page here because it kind of glimmers. The text here is like gold. It kind of glimmers in when there's like the light just hits it in the right angle. Um, dude, that's about one paycheck if you hit some of your incentives in the call centers here. Um, yeah. I don't know. The last time I worked with call center, it was around 28,000 pesos a month. So yeah, that's about right. That's like half a paycheck. Son wants to help you out. He's just like all over the place, man. I love Chainsaw Man manga. I haven't actually read Chainsaw Man, but I have some of Fujimoto's manga. I can't find it now, but I have a few volumes of Fire Punch. I wanted to buy some of Fujimoto's. Fujimoto is his name? Fujimoto. That now I'm not quite sure. Um, I think it's Fujimoto, right? Yeah, Fujimoto. Tatsuki Fujimoto. I have some of Fire Punch. I wanted to buy something that's not Chainsaw Man because I want to see what his storytelling is like because outside of his most popular medium, right? They draw so well, he does draw really good. And what I love about Fujimoto is that he leaves some panels to speak for itself. And there are some pages upon pages upon pages of Fire Punch that doesn't even have dialogue or have has very minimal dialogue, and it's like it's really smart because it assumes the audience to be smart enough to understand what's going on, which it doesn't belittle you in your intelligence, right, to understand the artwork, to let the artwork speak for itself, and that's what I love about him and his art. What's your opinion about the Philippine comics scene versus manga? It's I think it's growing. However, it's still very weak at the moment. It's not quite as widespread as how I would like it because there's only Comiket that I know of, right? There's a couple of conventions that are kind of small that may or may not be worth going. There's a book. I believe there was a book event also last year, around March last year, that I was supposed to go to. Um, in MOA, SMX, if you know it. And there were some manga creators there from the Philippines. You do commissions? Do you have a portfolio? I would look at somewhere. I don't have a portfolio online. I just kind of send it to my client privately. But I'll show you my portfolio a little later. And yes, I do commissions. Um, but I don't do any just any commissions though. It has to be manga related. That's another thing. If you want my advice about working as an artist full time, because I do this full time, by the way, this is my full time job. Um, is to be very picky about your clients and to understand who you want as a client. Am I able to contact you via Discord? Oh yeah, man. I'll attach my Discord group link, and you can DM me over there if you want. Um, I if are why are you trying to commission me? Because I'll just tell you right now, I'm not actually available for commissions at the moment. My schedules is fully booked. I'm fully booked for the next maybe 3 months. Well, sometimes clients drop out, right? And maybe contact me every now and then, see what if we can work together. But for the foreseeable future, my schedule is absolutely just decked out with work. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this now. I don't want to detail some of his part too much. Um, let's do one more soft lighting, just very soft, soft light. Actually, let's do overlay. Whoops. You know what? Let's do soft light and then orange like this. There you go. I was, but you said it has to be manga related, so I would kind of commission you art for OC. So I guess not. Well, you know what? Send your OC anyway. You can DM me via that Discord. If I like the design of the OC, I'll consider it. But it has to be under my terms because again I gotta prioritize my client at the moment. Send it to my Discord area. If I don't have any time to do it, there are people there that are equally as talented as I am. that would absolutely love to take in your job. Okay, this is pretty cool already. I already like this. I'm not gonna add anything. Oh, you know what? I'll add some textures. Yeah, I forgot to do that. Whoops. I understand that. I do freelance work as well, so I 100% thanks, man. It's kind of awkward for me to like explain that, right? Because I gotta be careful not to offend some people, or hurt some feelings. Not that I think that your feelings are hurt, of course, but sometimes there are just those people who are kind of sensitive to this thing. Let's add some textures. No, that sucks. That kind of sucks too. Let's go multiply 44. Ooh, I like that. It's kind of like painted armor, right? No, I get it. I've had nightmare clients. Some people are just not okay to in the head. Um, I have a lot of nightmare clients too. But you know what? If they pay, I'll be honest with you. If they pay really well, I'll gladly put up with it. My very first real commission was a nightmare client, and but because he paid really well, I was like, okay, let's just suck it up. Ooh, this thing is looking good. I love that texture. I think it elevated it, right? I think so. Hmm. Zonat, what's up, man? I keep missing your chat, buddy. I'm so sorry about that. I'm not sure if you're still there on Twitch. Where would I reach out on your Discord to talk to the other artists about commissions? Don't want to do it in the wrong channel. Just go in general. It's not really a commission based uh channel that I made, but it's a pretty chill channel. It's okay. Just go to the general page and look for somebody there. I suppose. Okay, this definitely elevated it. One more layer for overlay, and we're going to um darken a little bit over here, like that. Darken even further. There you go. And I think this is just about done. We're gonna add some lighting, orange lighting here, something like this, right? And some effects. There we go. What else can we do here? Another thing I like to do is tilt shift. You go to filters and then blur, tilt shift. and it kind of gives you this sort of cinematic blur. If I could just rotate this, I totally forgot how you. I haven't used this thing for a while. But it gives you a cinematic blur, right? Like a gradual blur from end to end. Okay, save that. Mm, oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Press OK. Let's wait for the effect. Taking a while, eh? In the meantime, since you asked for my portfolio, I will show you my portfolio. So I have a couple of portfolio that I sent. If I'm looking for a commission, if I'm looking for a commission where I want to paint something, this is the portfolio that I would send them. All right, mostly anime girls, really. I mean, who doesn't like drawing anime girls anyway? Let's just zoom in a little bit. This thing, this thing is I did this very recently. Some of these paintings, by the way, are very old, and not a single one of them is actually from a commission. These are my own passion project, quote unquote, right? Uh, think I don't know if you can see, but this thing over here, the switch, to the camera, I actually printed that thing over there and over there, right? I just wanted to show that off. I think it's so cool. I guess I just got them and I just installed them this morning, right? And I'm so happy that they look so cool, man. Anyways, enough glazing. So these are just some of my portfolios, some of the things that you can find in my portfolio. You can tell I love Kimo. This is like a fan art. I wouldn't really recommend you put some fan art in your portfolio, but I think you'll find two of them here. Um, but these are mostly. This is another fan art. But most of these are just my OCs, really. I don't even know their name. I don't name my OCs. I name the actual piece. Okay, so that's my illustration portfolio. I'll show you my manga portfolio then. So I just really put 10 of my best work and then put this in a zip folder and send it to my clients or to send it to potential clients, right? And then I'll show you my manga portfolio, which is 10 pages. Again, I just put that arbitrary number there. Just 10 pages of the very first few pages of my own manga, which is this thing over here. Uh, and the reason why is because I want to showcase that I can actually draw sequence in draw manga panels in sequence. So just 10 pages, right? So that's 10 pages. A big fan of character. I like to have my OC cosplay as them, but in a way that still looks like her. Also like a person cosplay. Yeah. It's it's the dream, right? One day your OC will be in cosplay. So this is my manga portfolio. I also have a logo portfolio. I'll also show you that. Wait one sec. Where is my there's a baby right there. I think was it this thing? Yeah. So this is my because I used to do graphic design, some logo design, just 10 of my like best work, right? Um and I have like UI UX. I used to do these things before I ended up became an actual artist. What else did I do? NFT portfolio. I also used to do NFTs, like just art for NFTs. Because they pay really good, right? These are old though. I haven't done any of these for a while because they just lost demand. Oh, this is my old manga portfolio. Right. Hey. Yeah, it's really old. Well, like 2 years old, right? Not like really, really old. Maybe a year or 2 year, year or two. Some website portfolio, things like this. Yeah. Anyway, these are some really old stuff. I'm gonna send this to my client now, and I'm gonna see if I can actually make a page today. Oops. All right. So to make a page, you need to be able to read a script, which I'll have to get my notepad. Where is my script? Oh, did I just lose my script? No, it's here. Okay, so I'll show you my script. This is the script that I wrote last night. There's gonna be a lot of misspelling. I kind of just treat this as a sketch, right? Where's my chat? When I became a big fan of the character, well, yeah, I'm a big fan of Diva too, by the way. I figured they did pay a good, yeah, the NFT they pay really good, man. I'm talking like six figures, Philippine peso, of course, but that's still quite a lot of money. If you earn six figures in the Philippines, like Philippine pesos, it's quite a lot of money still. The economy kind of evens out though. Hey, Silver Comet, man. So yeah, just showing off my script. We're gonna do just one page, okay? And that's 6 panels. And this is kind of like a rough sketch as to where I want my characters to go, or where my story wants to go. And this is the later part of my first 60 pages. Really, I'm about 2 or 3 weeks, maybe four, if I add revisions from finishing it and finally uploading something online. So this panel page one. Let's go panel one, panel one, panel one. This is more of a conversation page. So let's just do a square panel. Zumu, Aki, and Hikari in the panel. Right. So there's three people there. Um, and this is how I storyboard too. By the way, it's surprising how many of the freelance artists I've hired over the years are from the Philippines. Hey, shout out to Philippine artists, eh? Well, and who knows? We might have worked together in the past. Since I've been doing this since 2016. Um, Aki annoyed expression. Actually, panel two could be in panel one, and this could be panel two because Aki is already in the sequence anyway. So panel two, Aki talking in the background. We see Hikari's messy room. Okay, right there. Panel three. Okay. Okay. Actually, just let's just remove that. These are already descriptions. Four and five. Okay, five panel page. Let's just do a five panel page. Should be very easy. Sorry, something is in my nose. I gotta wash my face. So I'm gonna put my script on another page here. I just wanted to do this so you can see my process because I every time I stream my manga, I'm already like at the end point of like the entire process, right? Because I usually do them on a Monday or Tuesday, where I just cramp my work along with my own personal stuff. So by the time I stream on a Saturday Sunday, they're almost finished. So today I wanted to showcase how I would actually write and how I would translate that to a page, right? I think it's fair. So I just kind of just make these squares, adjust them a little bit, and I'm like reading back and forth towards my script. Um, Maybe I'll make a big panel here since there's a lot of characters in this single panel. And then panel two, let's make another here. Panel three, panel four. Hickory ears twitching. Okay, something like this. I'm kind of just imagining this. So from my story, from the sequence, we see three people talking in this panel, panel one, and panel two. This square here is kind of like a mural type panel, and it's kind of hard to explain. Let's. Oh, sorry. I'll just explain it when I start sketching. Okay, but I want there's a separation there. This is a zoomed in on her ears. And then this big panel here is all of the group uh, sitting or, you know, in one big page. So this is going to be a big page to draw. I'm so relatable. Okay, let's check back on chat. Man, there's like people chatting on my Twitch channel, but I keep missing their chat, right? They kind of just leave right away. Which it's just kind of sad for me because I kind of want to engage with my audience as much as I can. So let's just sketch some circles. Just rough sketching. I already have the storyboard in my head by writing that thing. I already know what they want in the panel. Who speaks first? Oh, by the way, that's also another thing. It's important to understand who speaks first. Zumu does. That's the guy with the bowl cut. Then Hikari, our main character. She should be sitting right here. Actually, no, they don't need to sit. Mm, let's make them stand up. here. Very roughly draw them here. Zumu doesn't show his eyes. He's one of those characters, right? And you know what? Let's make it so that it's Hikari is standing. I'm kind of having trouble with this composition, okay? Because I'm having second thoughts from my original idea, and sometimes it takes a while. This is Hikari standing here, and I want her to have her hands crossed. Okay. Aki should be here. He has a scarf and a haori, which is it makes him really easy to draw. Okay, so let's switch this up. Make Hikari just a tad bit taller, and Zumu would be in the foreground. I also need to make way for the dialogue. So let's just draw him big, but also a bit spacious. So there's like a dialogue here, right? Or maybe a dialogue here, here, and here. So we don't interfere with the artwork too much. So this guy is in the foreground, so he appears so much bigger. There you go. Kimono. And I'm sort of also sculpting this thing very slowly. Are there more people in your Twitch channel? At the moment there isn't, but sometimes there are people that come and go and leave a chat. But since I'm so used to not looking at my Twitch because nobody really goes there, I'm always looking at my YouTube. So I kind of just miss there an interaction almost all the time, you know. Okay, so Zumu's hair goes way beyond his eyes. He's one of those characters where you don't see his eyes, kind of mysterious. Zumu actually got that name from watching Avatar with Zuko. I was like, okay, let's make a name that sounds like that. I was being lazy. Zumu, all right. Okay, so Hikari is here with her ears. She has her she has her hair up, so it's not showing too long like per usual. There's gonna be an action sequence here that involves a giant monster um, and a mysterious energy thing. There you go. And her face is kind of funny here, you know, one of those anime faces where the expression is really pronounced, you know, like this. She's annoyed. and Aki's face looking at Zumu over here. Okay, very rough face. It doesn't have to be good at this stage. Just rough. Okay, that's my sketch for this panel. There are more people in the scene, but just in this panel in particular, I just want to show them three because they're the ones talking. So my panel two, um, so this panel will just be a room, because Aki here, this boy, is explaining what it's like living with her because they're sisters, brother and sister, and he's like, what's like living with this girl, right? And he goes, oh, he's very messy and he always eats all the good stuff in the fridge or in our stock rather because they don't have fridge. And so I want to showcase a room here. So I would need a reference to what feudal Japan, what their bedroom looks like. Okay, so it's futon. So this could be a futon. This is the floor, and I'm gonna make a Dutch angle. Or a high camera angle. Let's do a high camera angle instead. Yeah, and then we can have Hikari here, laying down, passed out, something like that. Um, eh, let's let's just draw the room first. What's a funny position on in bed? No, that sounds really sexual again. But a funny like free rent kind of position, right? Oh, that's a funny one. Uh-huh. And he's like holding a maybe a bottle of ale there, flipping upside down. I kind of remember what I used to do when I was a kid. I remember a picture my dad took of me where I was sleep. Okay, I was like a baby, right? I was about the age of my son, but my uncles are really funny guys, and they gave me a like a giant bottle of beer, and then I was sleeping and I was hugging this giant bottle of beer. So I kind of want to do that here, just just a little bit of my own history. So she's like hugging, because she's that's one of her quirks too. Is like she likes ale, so she's maybe holding a bottle of ale here, and it's just like outside of the thing. Just wearing a kimono, so dress is pretty loose. And let's just mess her room up. Slippers here, slippers there, clothing here. Maybe a poster do they have posters? I don't know. That's the Tommy mat is kind of messy here. This is just mental notes, right? It may not make sense to you guys. But to me it makes sense. Anyway, it's a messy bedroom with Hikari here being passed out, hugging a beer, a giant jug of beer. And then to the sides, I kind of want to draw. Does alcohol affect her normally, or does she have a very high tolerance? It affects her normally. Again, I'm kind of inflicting some of my philosophy with alcohol into her because I like alcohol, but I don't like getting drunk. I just like the taste of beer, but I don't like getting drunk. So sometimes I would just drink a bottle of beer or a can of beer just to get the taste done, right? But I'm not gonna drink too much because I don't like getting drunk. So let's draw Aki here again, who's explaining this thing, overlapping with the panel, and he's pointing like this. So hands, how would he point, right? Like this, like that. Because she's like, oh, she's pretty annoying, and she just it's kind of like a meta thing going on. And then on the other side, um, let's add another character who is in the scene. Um, let's make it Zumu here. I was gonna make it Joren, which is another character. You know what? Let's make it Joren. Yeah, I want to make it Joren, even though he's not in this page. Because Jordan's quite kind of important, and I want to showcase all of them. Jordan is a older kid. Actually, Hikari is an older kid here. Here, more overlapping panels. I kind of like doing this. I like. Let's do a side profile. Just to side profile would make it a bit repetitive. Let's just skip this part here for now. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let's rotate this thing. Boom. There you go. Now Aki here is speaking first. Okay, I like that. I had this thing where she's a bit of a sadist. Like she likes pain. Well, is it sadist? Masochist. What's the thing called where you like pain? But it's a bit more complex. Her sadism is a bit more complex. Is it sadism? I might be using the wrong word. What is it called when you like feeling pain? A masochist. Okay. We're gonna post your store after it's ready. What platform? I mean, I'm not quite sure yet. I may go with Shueisha's platform just because they're Japanese. Um, but what I intend to do is show this to my editor. I'm gonna hire an editor first. I'm gonna show it to an editor, and I need to revise this. Okay, I'll cross that bridge once I actually get to the point where I need to post this thing. So this thing is kind of simple. This is her ears, right? Because she hears something here, or she senses something, and there's this thing that does her ear does where it creates electricity in between them. So it's like spark, spark, 'cause like that, and then she's telling everybody here to shut up. I can hear something. Um, Today I'm not sure what that is. The thing is that I usually let my clients take care of the publishing part, so I'm not quite familiar with the publishing game just yet. I don't know where to put this thing. I'll figure it out though. It's not a big deal. I am going to avoid web comic platforms just because I've heard some stories. I'm also thinking of self publishing. She's worried here. Telling everybody to quiet. Draw Aki here. And the group is like here. There's like more kids here, right? There's six of them in this scene, by the way. So I gotta draw like um. Well, I'll show five because there's like one to her right that I don't show. Yeah, most webcomic are oversaturated and the same stories with different but similar design characters following the same plot. Yeah, well, the thing is, I've heard them steal your work, put you in a contract that you can't escape, things like that. So I want to avoid that as much as possible. Mm, I had this sequence where they go for a swim first because they're in front of a lake. I'll but I'm kind of skipping that now, and we're gonna go straight to the action. She hears something. Actually, she senses something as well as hears something, right? Like a thud sound, and the next panel over here is that they feel an earthquake, and then a big reveal that there's a monster looming outside of the barrier that they can see, and they are looking at them. So that's my page. That's how I sketch my pages, guys. So to clean this up, um, we can actually clean it up while I sketch, right? Um, like this. I think they're her ears too high up, still too high up. Earrings. Tapos ka na? Bakit? Oh, sabi ko sa'yo eh. Tapos pinapatawas mo ako. Okay, that looks good. Teka lang. Tulog na kaya? Alright, I might actually have to go now, guys. My wife kind of needs some help with the house, lifting some heavy things. I'll just finish this up. So this is how I would clean this. I'm careful with the sleeves. I heard that longer sleeves, sleeves like longer here, are signs of married women. She's not married. Okay, this looks really good now. I think one shoulder is two. There you go. Hmm, you can flip this, and she looks weird. Okay, good. That's why you flip things. Oh yeah, she has 4 ears. The origin of that is that. Oh, hold on, my son is here. So the origin is that had trouble drawing her with her hair up if she doesn't have ears here. And then I kind of just, okay, let's just give her 4 ears and make a story around it. Right? Because how would you put your hair up like this if you don't have this ear? I don't know how much we also. Well, that's because I haven't really revealed much of her role yet. Um, so she doesn't remember much of her history. She was found in the forest, and she doesn't have any memory. Um, and she displays unnatural healing. She has her powers are healing and super strength. For now, that those are just like the things that are incredibly obvious to her, right? But she has a little bit more than that. And she has bands here that can't be taken off, and it's supposed to be a seal for something underneath her hands, and she has them too in her feet. Okay, that looks good. I'm gonna go back to the other orientation. I usually have long sideburns to make it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I wanted to make something a bit more versatile. So I gave her 4 ears. And that's kind of like an insult to her too. Well, it's not, it's like a playful insult, right? Hey, 4 ears. Like 4 eyes. The original story, by the way, is that this character, Aki, was supposed to find her as a baby in the forest. And the entire story, the original story, was just to deliver her to her parents as a baby. I still kind of like that story, but I might just reserve it for like another sequence instead of do that to another character. Yeah, so I couldn't figure out the construction of the biology of fox girls. I guess that's what you call them. So uh annoyed face. He's annoyed here. So I'm drawing their faces kind of funny. Okay. I like that. We can now start cleaning this up. I'll raise his face just a little bit. Like that. Mm, yeah. That looks good. That's okay. Mm, all right, that's one down. Um, the Hikari here. So, what is your end goal to be able to publish in Japan? Or actually, at the moment, that would be great, but I want to self publish, start a Kickstarter just to get uh money from for printing and sell this online, make my own website, or sell this in a bookstore. I want to go through all that headache, you know. But if I get discovered by an editor in Japan, I'll be great too. Locally, just for now, you know. Look how badass would it be to go to a fully bookstore or a national bookstore, and then you see your book there. Are people buying your book, right? And nobody knows you wrote them. Oh, that'd be so sick. Like a massive ego boost. Something that I can be proud of. You know, something my son can look at and hey, that my son, my father did that thing. You know, I want to be a good role model to him, man, and that's why I'm doing something like this. All right, the only thing that I know how what to do. A virtual store? Yeah, we'll do that too. I'm all in this, by the way. It's gonna happen. All I need to do first is to finish the book. Really, that's the hard. Well, maybe that's the easy part. It just takes a long time, you know, because the drawing process is really slow. It was me, my book will probably be on a clearance sale. Nah, 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 nah. You can't think like that. You gotta be proud of yourself too, man. Have some pride. I know we're Filipinos, right? And we're kind of humble. Maybe that's part of the problem. We're too humble. We're not proud of ourselves. We're proud of we're too proud of being Filipino, but we're not proud of who we are as a person. More so than we're proud of what we are as a country, which is the other way around. Really, I mean, there's nothing to be proud of as in the Philippines. It's corruption after layers of corruption. Don't get me started, okay? But instead, I think instead of being patriotic, I think uh we should be proud of ourselves instead, right? Don't say that your book is gonna be in clearance sale. It's gonna sell well if you just work hard on it, write a good story. It's gonna do well if you follow my channel. I'm kidding. I'm joking. But yeah, I'm only half joking. The being proud of your work is true. Actually, no. The Philippine culture-wise, it's the hometown of my OC. And actually, no, it's like Japanese Chinese vibe, right? Hikari is a Chinese name. Oh, Japanese name. Um, there is a Filipino region, or a similar version of the Philippines in my story in my world, but it's like a mix of Aztec slash Islanders slash Filipino, and I think you've heard me say that seven of the thunder gods um created the barrier that they live in. One of those thunder gods is actually a Filipino deity called Kidlat from from the old days. So Kidlat is there, and we'll meet him later on a flashback. Or maybe I don't know. We're not there yet. I'm focused on my characters, on my main character. Eric Ramsey. Who's Eric Ramsey? Eric Ramsey. Sounds familiar. I don't watch TV, by the way. If that's a Filipino celebrity, I wouldn't know who he is. But yeah, there'll be some Filipino isms in my story, unavoidable, of course. Derek Ramsey. Okay, I know Derek Ramsey. We see Hikari's bands here, which can't be removed according to the man that adopted her. He couldn't remove these bands on her wrist It's as if it's a part of her skin, these black bands here. And later in the story, actually very early on, it's like 10 pages after this page, we see it being removed and what's underneath her arms. Yeah, he was Kidlat TV and since I don't even know that. I just actually just researched Filipino lightning deity. I was like, oh, Kidlat. Okay. But I learned a lot actually from researching that because I also learned that there's actually a female lightning goddess of Greek mythology, right? I mean, everybody just knows Zeus, but there's apparently a female version of Zeus in Greek mythology. I forgot her name, but she's also one of the seven that sacrificed themselves in my story. So the seven are is Indra the Hindu deity, the storm deity in Hinduism, and then Kidlat from Philippine folklore. Then there's also, well, of course, obviously there's Thor. I mean, how could you not do Thor, right? I love Thor. So let's do Thor. And I forgot the name, but there's a Chinese deity as well in Taoism that is perceived to be the thunder god version of that religion or that mythology. And then there's the Thunderbird, North American lightning deity. The Thunderbird is actually kind of important because he makes a tree that emits an energy um, that calms everybody down. Okay. The cloud pattern here, kind of foreshadowing her powers here is the cloud um, motif of her yukata. I believe that's what it's called, right? The female version of a kimono is a yukata. I should gonna hang out with you to help me my brainstorm with. Dude, you can always hang out with me in Discord, man. I would love to brainstorm a world with you. That's what the community is for, by the way. It's like I want to engage with people who wants to learn this thing and also help me as well. This to also brainstorm my own stuff. Oh yeah, you know what? You got banned on my Discord, right? Because you were hacked. Yeah, totally forgot about that. If there's a convention, man, well, let me know, and we can hang out. We can totally hang out. If my schedule allows it. It has to be in a weekend, by the way, like a Saturday or Sunday. I don't even know if you live nearby. I just know you're from the Philippines. Oh, nice. Yeah. Well, don't get hacked, man. Don't click on links. Funny face like she's making. Uh, Actually, I don't want to make her. I don't want to have. Whew, I can't speak anymore. I don't want to give her a funny face. Let's give her a bit more of a like a curious face. Um, you yep. What are you saying, man? I live in. Oh, so you're not nearby, man. I don't know if you can hang out. I actually might move to Cavite soon too, but I'm not quite sure yet if I'm gonna move to Cavite. I am gonna move very very soon, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna move in Cavite. I may move up north in the Bulacan area, Eastwood area, Quezon City, because she's not really looking at him, right? Just like looking up. Let's change that. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's better. All right, that's much better. I'm gonna get rid of this face thing because I wanted her to have a fatter cheek, as if she's sulking. There you go. And of course, we're gonna fix that eye. That eye. It's not gonna be like that. Don't worry. Just she looks like a freak here. Or maybe she is a freak. I don't know. I okay. So I wrote her originally. So a little bit of her backstory is that um she woke up from somewhere and she has no memory. The thing is that she's been I don't want to spoil too much, but she's been kept um from a let's just say cryogenic something like that, right? It's not exactly that, but again, just to avoid some spoilers, um she's been kept asleep for a very long time. Man, I don't like her face here. It looks too. Oh, she kind of looks okay. Something's off about her. That's not too bad. I mean, it's still wonky. I think this ear wouldn't be visible as much. Let's just do something like this. There we go. Hey, that's a bit better. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, guys, I really gotta go. My wife needs some help. I totally forgot. I'm in trouble now. All right, guys, I gotta go. But I hopefully this kind of shows you my process just a little bit, right? And I would spend at least normally if I don't have any work, I can finish 2 or 3 pages in a single day. Um, but yeah, this is like a half a panel, right? There's like a lot of things to do yet. Well, okay, I gotta go, guys. You guys have a nice day. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with me. You guys take care. Bye bye, you.